morning and welcome here inside of Kinney Natatorium as we get underway for the Bucknell Invitational. And right on cue, a score for the Salem Tigers comes from Donko Kesic. Apologies for some of the delays, ran into some technical difficulties, but we're up and running here from Bucknell University on the Bison YouTube channel. Jack Ridenauer here with you. It is again day one of the Bison Invitational. And for Bucknell, jumped on the board first off of a penalty shot by Alexis Stefanovic. And then ultimately it was just then Kesic for Salem that was able to convert to tie things up at 1. A little bit more than 4 minutes remain in this opening quarter. Both teams trend into this one a little bit of a different trail, if you will. Worked inside by the Bison, but unable to hook up with Jack Delan. And a good job by Salem to escape without trouble. Bucknell at 1-6 overall. Salem sits at 8-5 on the young season. Salem winners of 3 in a row, trying to make it 4 after today. Here's Voris, looks for an angle. Zivojinovic unable to connect on the pass, but foul that comes against Salem. Or check that, it's a foul against Bucknell. So sets up a penalty shot here for Marko Zivojinovic, tied for 3rd nationally in goals. Trying to give Salem its first lead. And he does. Gets it past David Dimitru. Bison come back on the other end. Kai Johnson leads the way. 5 goals this season for Johnson. Errant pass intended for Sean Tunnicliffe. And back-to-back offensive possessions by the Bison that come up empty. Mention about Bucknell at 1-6. Have dropped 3 in a row, but have gone up against the gauntlet, to say the least, of the schedule. It's Kesic again with a big strike. But it's blocked by Dimitru. So 2-1 lead for Salem. Stefanovic works it around for Kai Johnson. Looking for an angle. And he does. Ties things up at 2. And just the response the Bison need in their home opener this morning. Less than 3 minutes remain, all tied at 2. For Bucknell trying to snap this losing streak and come off to a strong start in the home slate of games. Marko Jovanovic blitzed quickly by Tyler Hedblad. Through Dimitru. Up top strike, and Salem just like that, right back in front. Comes from Ivan Petkovsky. As the two continue to trade blows. Violation against the Bison. Might have been some sinking committed by Bucknell. Either way, here comes Kesic. He wants more, and he gets it. Extends the early lead for the Tigers, 4-2. Mention how this Salem team has been rolling as of recently. Winners of 3 in a row, and could go to 9-5 if they take down Bucknell this morning. Again, thanks for joining us on the Bison YouTube channel this morning. We'll have coverage of this match this morning and then later this afternoon against Air Force, which would be a really good one. Johnson works his way through. Works on Zivojinovic. Here's Tunnicliffe. Finds the back of the net. Sean Tunnicliffe with his 11th goal of the season. Good for second on the team. He gets the Bison a little bit closer. Last year, these two squared off, and it was a down-to-the-wire finish, with Bucknell dropping it 13-12. Move it back for Jovanovic. Once again, bothered this time by Udovicic. Udovicic with all the pressure in the world. A foul against Udovicic, and Stefanovic almost comes up with a steal. Bison starting to buckle down here inside of 2 minutes until the second. There's Zivojinovic. They work it inside. Dimitru can't block. Great patience by Nador Voris to keep this lead at bay. Throughout the year, had a season-high 6 goals against Mount St. Mary's. 90 seconds remain in the opening frame. Here comes Johnson. Murad up top. Finds Tunnicliffe. Whistle. And a foul that goes against Salem, an exclusion, so a man-up chance here for the Bison. Penalty goes against Kesic of Salem. Tunnicliffe. Udovicic finds the back of the net. Bucknell once again within striking distance. Looking for that second win of the young season. Last time Bucknell was in action, fell to a nationally ranked Princeton Tigers team, 19-9. Mention how Bucknell has faced the gauntlet. It has faced 3 consecutive top 20 teams, 2 of the 3 top 10, with the number 1 UCLA Bruins mixed in there. Zivojinovic gives it up. Finds Petkovsky. Dimitru with the rejection. The all-conference honorable mention goalkeeper comes up with a big stop there, trying to prevent Salem from taking another 2-goal lead. Jovanovic, he's got space, fires, and puts it through. Jovanovic coming up with a big score. Last year, 33 points off of 14 goals and 19 helpers. 28 seconds remain until the second. Here's Stefanovic, the All-American for the Bison. Murad inside. And another exclusion against Salem. This actually sets up a penalty shot. So the penalty throw, the second one for Bucknell, already 1 for 1 in conversion. And Stefanovic going for goal number 2 to pull Bucknell within 1. And he does. Squeaks it right past Surovic of Salem. And with 15 seconds remain, it's a 1-goal difference. Bucknell looking to snap this skid and going toe-to-toe with the Salem Tigers this morning. Jovanovic, blanketed heavily, gets it up. 6 seconds. Good defense by Bucknell as Tunnicliffe gets a hand in. 4.5 seconds. Bucknell trying to prevent a 2-goal deficit. Blocked. Great defense by Johnson and another denial. Petkovsky thought he had another goal, but not the case. And we go to the second. 6-5 Salem up by 1, but Bucknell creeping back into this one. Don't move a muscle. We've got second quarter action next here inside of Kinney Natatorium. Getting set for second quarter action here inside of Kinney Natatorium. Jack Ridenauer here with you as Bucknell trails by 1, but going toe-to-toe with Salem. Bucknell at 1-6 overall, Salem at 8-5. The Tigers have played some pretty tough opponents, have come up with some big wins as well, most notably against Navy. Also went up against Air Force, who Bucknell will play later today. That was a 7-goal loss for the Tigers. This is a Salem team that a year ago went all the way and won the WWPA championship. The Bison trying to improve upon a 13-16 season a year ago. Here's the second quarter sprint. And it's won by the Bison. Great work by Tyler Hedblad to win the possession, and the Bison here with a chance to tie it up. Hedblad, the team leader in goals this season. Him and Stefanovic both come into today with 18. Here's Mirad. Back for Mirad, unloads, and we're tied at 6. Big-time strike by Jack Mirad. 8th goal of the year, had a career-high 13 last year. Trying to help his Bison snap a 3-match skid. Jovanovic picks it up. Lobbed inside, but out of play. A good effort by Medin Arsevic to try and loft it through. Hedblad. Blitzed. Mirad. Ori Roz. Hedblad. Fits it through. Udovicic. Can't get freed, but possession stays with Bucknell. Mirad. Once again, another score. Bucknell back on top. Bucknell's first lead since it was 1-0 and a timeout. Salem will do the same. 6:57 till half. Bison take a 1-goal lead right here inside of Kinney Natatorium. Coming out of the Salem timeout, 7-6 Bucknell, taking its first lead since the opening minutes when it was 1-0. Jack Ridenauer here with you. Thanks for joining us on your Saturday morning. Very busy weekend here in Lewisburg for the annual Bucknell Invitational. It's family weekend here at Bucknell. Field hockey and volleyball in action yesterday. Football in action tonight against Lehigh. Petkovsky. Zivojinovic gives it off. The foul that goes against Bucknell. Kesic swarmed. Kesic has it partially blocked. Big time stand defensively by the Bison. And Bucknell with a chance to grow the lead to the biggest it's had. Mentioned how last year when these two squared off, it was a 1-goal loss for the Bison. Big time rejection. Surovic gets a piece, but stays with Bucknell. Man up opportunity off the exclusion. Stefanovic. Hedblad. Stefanovic from the point. Hedblad. Stefanovic fires. 8-6 Bucknell. Bison with their biggest lead of the early going. A little bit more than 2 minutes gone in this second quarter. Bucknell at 13-16 last year. Played well here inside of Kinney Natatorium, went 6-3. Trying to come out to a 1-0 start to begin their home schedule. Voris. Petkovsky. Bothered heavily by Udovicic. Zivojinovic, dangerous goal scorer. Misses. Another dodged bullet for the Bison. 8-6 Bucknell. Dimitru with the outlet. Udovicic, 1v1. Can't get free. And the whistle stays with Bucknell. Check that, it goes back down for Salem. So the Bison give it back over, and Salem now with a chance to try and pull back within one as we continue to seesaw back and forth in this one. There's Petkovsky, all freshman pick last year. Zivojinovic is an all WWPA pick twice in his career. Inside. And an exclusion against Bucknell's Ori Raz. Zivojinovic trying to find an angle. Kesic. Zivojinovic. Top shelf. Petkovsky with a missile. And Salem back within striking distance. Bucknell jumped out to a 1-0 start off of a penalty shot. Salem responded, went back and forth in the first quarter. As we march into this second quarter, almost halfway gone in this second frame. Johnson to draw it. Hedblad, man up chance for the Bison. But puts a pin in the opportunity. And the exclusion released off the miscue by Bucknell. Big time outlet by Kesich. Hooks up with Somber. Works inside, 1v1. Good hustle from Murad from behind. And again, Bucknell stays ahead, preventing that tying goal from going for the Tigers. Whistle against Bucknell. Here comes the Tigers, trying to tie things up. Jovanovic gets it inside. Zivojinovic gives it off for Voris. The two-play catch. Zivojinovic, Voris, tied at 8. Back and forth we keep going. This Salem team, despite playing mostly Division III teams, went to the Washington and Jefferson Invitational and swept that down in Washington, Pennsylvania. Salem team still showing some great grit and strength. Already have taken down a couple top-tier teams like Navy this season. Trying to hand Bucknell a 4th straight loss. Bison here with a chance to go back in front. Nordum. Stefanovic and Nordum play catch. Hedblad whips off the pipe. Keeps this game tied at 8. Inside of 2.5 to go until half. Comes Somber. Up for Voris. Kesich. Earns the free throw. Action inside. And the exclusion goes against Bucknell. And now this sets up what looks to be a penalty shot for the Tigers. It's Donko Kesich to take it. Last year, all-conference pick along with the conference rookie of the year, trying to give Salem the lead back. And he does. 9-8 Salem. Tigers defeated Bucknell last year, but this year, Bison looking for some revenge. Trying to get a second win this season. Nordum's pass taken away. Great steal by Zivojinovic. Last year was an all-defensive pick as well. Here's Voris. Streams down. Inside for Zivojinovic. What a block. David Dimitru with a denial. Bison defense starting to buckle down, but now have to go back and respond. And a timeout taken here. We'll keep it right here in the timeout. Again, catch you up at home. And this was a Bison lead to start off of Alexis Stefanovic's penalty throw. And then Salem was able to respond, went back and forth in the first quarter. Salem took a 6-5 lead going into this second frame. And have outscored, or at least now have been tied with Bucknell, 3-3 in this frame. Something to look at for, in particular, Bucknell. The recent loss against Princeton scored 7 of the 9 goals in the first half, just 2 in the second. So how will the offense carry over into the final 2 quarters remains to be answered. Again, this Bucknell team, the home opener here this morning, trying to give this crowd something to cheer for, and especially a lot of these families that have made the trek from all over, especially for you at home who might be joining. Again, thanks so much for joining us. Back to action, a minute 19 to go until halftime. Bison trying to snap their loose. Tunnicliffe. And an exclusion comes against Salem. And now it's a 2-man up opportunity. Hedblad. Stefanovic tied back at 9. All balanced at 9 with 58 ticks to go until halftime. Back and forth we keep going. Lead has not been bigger than 2 between these two. For Salem, coming off a recent win against MIT, a nationally ranked D3 team, 15-14. Ironically enough, Bucknell has lost to MIT, played them earlier this year and fell in double overtime. So if you're looking at the like opponents, both these teams go down to the wire but had different results against the Engineers. 45 seconds till half. Salem looks to recapture the lead. Jovanovic drives in. Petkovsky. Voris takes an angle. Dimitru Walls. And the Bison converge. Prevent putting Salem back on top. And Bucknell can take a lead before half. Judovicic breaks free for the lead. What a play by Bucknell. Defense to offense, and the Bison recapture the lead. 19 seconds till the break. David Dimitru with quite the outlet. Finds Judovicic, a top 2 goal scorer on this Bison team. And now time is of the essence for Salem to tie it before the break. Petkovsky. 7 seconds. Stolen by Bucknell. Judovicic. Holds. Fires. And we go to the break. Bucknell clinging on to a 1-goal lead. 10-9 as the Bison looking to snap its losing streak. Don't go anywhere. We've got second half action coming up next here on the Bison YouTube channel and inside of Kinney Natatorium. One half down as we move into the second half, into the third quarter. 10-9, Bucknell in front, thanks in part to Jovan Udovicic. Final few second goal to give Bucknell this small advantage. Lead has not been bigger than 2 for either team. As Bucknell looking to end its losing streak. Get a big win here in the home opener. Jack Ridenauer here with you on day 1 of the Bucknell Invitational. Tons of teams have flocked here to Lewisburg. Salem, Air Force, Fordham, Wagner, LIU, all here in attendance. Mentioned about Bucknell having faced the gauntlet recently. Losers of 3 in a row, but have faced top 20 teams in all 3 of those meetings. Lost to number 1 UCLA, lost in a heartbreaker in overtime to number 16 Harvard, and then lost by 10 to number 9 Princeton. But again, you look at some of these losses for Bucknell, they've been very nip and tuck. Faced Harvard earlier this year, fell by 3 when Harvard was ranked then, so Bucknell is going to give quite a fight, and it's done it today, trying to come out victorious against Salem. Marko Jovanovic was very active in the first half with goals. 14 goals last year. An exclusion against Bucknell comes on Jack Mirad, so a penalty opportunity here for Salem to convert on. Dimitru with the block. Stays with Salem as Voris tried to jam it through, but once again, Dimitru walling up and keeping his Bison in front. Voris again, tight angle. Sablik. Inside for Jovanovic, and it's blocked. Another huge stand defensively for Bucknell to keep itself in front by 1. Stefanovic, top-tier goal scorer for the Bison, 3-time All-American. In traffic, Udovicic, and he earns himself an opportunity at a penalty throw. At least gives it to Bucknell, and Tyler Hedblad with a chance to grow the lead to the biggest it's been for Bucknell. He does that. 11-9. Bucknell extends the advantage. Just a little bit more than a minute gone in this third quarter. Talked how Bucknell has gone down to the wire more times than not. Same with Salem, coming off a 1-goal win against MIT. Once again, great defense by Bucknell. Arcevic loses it. The Bison escape without any blemishes defensively. Here comes Stefanovic. Stefanovic unloads, and it's blocked. Tsurovic with a big-time rejection. Was recently named the WWPA Defensive Player of the Week for the Tigers. Another outlet, but Dimitru all over it. Leads the team in steals, so showing off why. He has been a stalwart defensively in his time here in Lewisburg. Hedblad, lots of real estate. Cranks off the crossbar. Second chance for Bucknell. Hedblad. Stefanovic, the top 2 goal scorers. Johnson, talented freshman. Inside and a score. Maxime Tuzo at the doorstep. 12-9 Bucknell. Biggest lead of the game for either team. 5.5 to go in this third quarter. Down to the wire last year between these two teams. Bucknell lost 13-12, looking for some revenge this season. Another loose ball, but a whistle that goes against Bucknell. So puts an end to what could have been a takeaway yet again. Somber, inside, again off the crossbar. Recoils back. Voris thought he had a goal, but not the case. Kesic. Swings for Voris. Great defense by Udovicic. Whistle breaks things up. Loose ball. Kesic has it. Zivojinovic, and it's partially blocked. Might have been tipped by a Tiger. Either way, another major block defensively for Bucknell. Johnson streams in, throws it away. Zivojinovic just lurking in the background. Outlet. Arcevic, a race. Pulls down Hedblad, and Bucknell wants a penalty. Instead, it goes back down for the Bison. Stefanovic. Fires, blocked. Surovic recoils back for Bucknell. But another strong defensive stand, at least for the moment, for the Tigers. Not the case. Whistle favors Bucknell. Coach Robert Bullion wants a foul against Bucknell, but he doesn't get it. Stefanovic. Hedblad. Gives it up. Udovicic cashes in. 13-9 Bucknell. And a timeout Salem. Tigers have seen enough. And Bucknell up by its biggest lead of the day. Don't move a muscle. We've got the final 3:45 in the third to see how Bucknell extends the lead next on the Bison YouTube channel. .345 to go until the final frame. 13-9. Bucknell in front by the biggest lead either team has had. A back and forth first half with Bucknell escaping on top 10-9. Right now, it's been all Bucknell outscoring Salem 3-0 in this third frame. And mentioned how against Princeton, Bucknell struggled in the second half with just 2 goals. Not the case today with already 3, with still 3:45 to go until the fourth. Tigers trying to keep their winning streak alive while Bucknell looking to end their losing streak. Somber works inside, tight angle. Udovicic meets him at the apex. Check that, that's Andrew Hunyadi. stand for Bucknell. Here comes Hedblad. Swarmed. It's thrown away. Chance here for the Tigers to convert. Jovanovic. Kesic. They play catch, and it turns into a score. So Jovanovic picks up a strike to give Salem its first goal of this second half. Make it 13-10. Bison looking for some revenge from last year's loss to the Tigers. And one of the players for, might be Salem, doesn't have a swim cap on. That is a little problematic. David Dimitru has it in his hand. What a throw. Great throw by Dimitru. We'll get that sorted out with 2:58 to go. Thanks for joining us this morning. Bucknell again will be playing later today against Air Force at 3:20, or at least around then, give or take a couple minutes. Bison trying to get a second win this season, sitting at 1-6 through 7 matches. Stefanovic. Delan. 10 on the shot clock. Stefanovic. Inside for Hunyadi. But again, the Tigers converge and come up with a stop. Inside of 2.5 to go. Tigers trying to dwindle down on the deficit. Kesic inside. Arsovic can't get it. And once again, Dimitru, the team leader in steals, showing it off. Johnson. Stefanovic unloads, and it's blocked. Servic again with another denial. Stays with the Bison, 2:02 to go until the 4th. Bucknell trying to snap this losing streak. And a foul that goes against Hunyadi. Got too carried away inside. Still a 3-goal deficit for the Tigers, but now time is of the essence for the visitors. In traffic for Arsovic. And the exclusion goes against Bucknell, so a man-up opportunity for the Tigers. Cross feed. And the penalty throw, it looks like, comes against Bucknell. So Salem here with a free throw and a chance to cut even further down on the deficit with one of the best scorers in the nation in Marko Zivojinovic. And he converts. So after a burst of 3 goals by Bucknell, 2 responses for Salem. And that once 4-goal lead melts down to just 2 with 1:34. Bucknell looking for that first win since August 31st. Have not won in the month of September. Stefanovic. Udovicic, 8 to shoot. And an exclusion drawn for Bucknell. So a man-up chance here for the Bison to convert. Johnson. Stefanovic. Another twine tickler. Back to a 3-goal lead for the Bison. Stefanovic came into this year with 235 career goals. He was an all-conference selection and an All-American last year. Finished a goal shy of the century mark. but helping his Bison to try and get some revenge from last year's loss to the Salem Tigers. Johnson with great pressure all over Kesich. Sablik. Zivojinovic. Boris looks for a crack. Kesich fires, and he can't get it to go as the shot clock expires. And Bucknell very well can hold for this final possession. Decides to go for it, and Stefanovic draws an exclusion. Salem does not like it, but this sets up another penalty throw for the Bison, and one of the all-time great goal scorers. Looks like Stefanovic might take it. Could be Udovicic. It is Stefanovic. So last year's goal-scoring leader trying to push this lead back up to a 4-goal advantage. Converts. Way too casual. You can just see how easy Stefanovic makes it look. Came into today with 18 goals on the young season. And now a 4-goal lead for the Tigers. And it looks like Full-Up Somber is coming out of the pool. And Somber a little slow to get out of the water. Final possession here, potentially, in this third frame. The Tigers trying to carry some momentum to the fourth, in jeopardy of losing their winning streak. 2 seconds. Kesich has to fire, and he does at the buzzer. Exactly what Salem needed before the break. We'll make sure this goal does stand. It should. We'll wait for confirmation. Right now, it stays at 15-11. Was awfully close to counting. Either way, one more quarter, and Bucknell 8 minutes away from snapping its losing streak and ending Salem's 3-game winning streak. Coming up next on the Bison YouTube channel. Marching our way into the fourth and final quarter. 15-12 as the goal did count. Did take a little while for it to be added, but wanted to make sure that it was in before the buzzer sounded. Now a 3-goal deficit for the Tigers to overcome, as Bucknell trying to end its losing streak and hand Salem just his 6th loss this year. Jack Ridenauer here with you. Thanks for joining us on your Saturday morning. Beautiful day here in Lewisburg. Sun's out. Town is just spilling over with people, with it being family weekend. Tons of athletic events, and obviously with the Bucknell Invitational, lots of people in town. Actually talking with Salem's head coach Robert Bullion before the game. Just casually asked him, hey, where are you guys staying? Out of curiosity. He said, well, you know, funny thing is it looks like they have to restart the sprint here. But as I was saying, he joked and he said, well, you know, it was kind of hard to find a hotel with just how many people are in town. So we actually got a hunting cabin about 30 minutes from here. Just rented the whole thing out. Got in last night. Cooked dinner together as a team. Going to do it again tonight. And I was like, wow, that sounds like a great time. You guys do the road trips right. So that's what Salem's decision was, especially with the overbooked hotels. Either way, Bucknell with the opening touch here in this 4th quarter as Udovicic, no dice on the first shot of this final 8-minute frame. Tigers in jeopardy of their winning streak ending here today. Dimitru with a quick save. Could tell the urgency picks up as Petkovsky wasting no time on the shot. Stefanovic. Three-time All-American. Murad. Minute gone in the 4th. 10 to shoot for Bucknell. Murad. Top shelf. Back to a 4-goal lead for Bucknell. And Jack Murad came into today with 7 goals on 16 shots. Tremendous player out of the state of California. Trying to get his Bison that 2nd win of the season and pick up some traction before beginning MAWPC play. Salem looks for a response, but Dimitru once again locates. Sweeps it under the rug. And he has shown why. He has been one of the best goalkeepers, not just in the MAWPC, but going back to his days playing in Romania. Named the best goalkeeper in Romania 5 separate times. Murad. Stefanovic. Murad has it blocked. Couldn't get it through traffic. Timeout taken here by Salem, it looks like. And at least for the moment, it looked like it was going to be a timeout. Maybe not the case. So no timeout. To action. Salem again trying to take this one possession at a time. And Bucknell can't get out of dodge yet. So a penalty throw here for Salem. It's again Marko Zivojinovic to take it. Last year, finished with 102 goals. Gets it past Dimitru. It's back to a 3-goal separation, but Bucknell has done a fabulous job building up this separation and keeping the advantage at arm's length against the Tigers. Trying to get revenge from last year's one-goal loss to Salem. Here comes Murad. Finds Stefanovic. Hedblad looks for a crack. The 2-meter rule violation against Bucknell, so does keep it, though, with the Bison, at least for the moment. However, Salem with another good stand defensively, and here come the Tigers. Time is of the essence if Salem wants that 4th straight win. Boris. Petkovsky in the middle, and Dimitru meets it at the apex, but a whistle against Bucknell, and it's another penalty throw. So a second straight penalty throw for Salem. After what looked to be Bucknell getting out of trouble, not the case. Zivojinovic with another free throw. Back-to-back. 16-14. Still plenty of time in this one. 5 minutes to go. Bison now looking for an answer after going somewhat quiet offensively the last few minutes. Kesic whistled for the foul. Here comes Stefanovic with it. Six on the shot clock. Bucknell's got to hurry. Hedblad with desperation. The fast fire, and it's a 17-14 Bison lead. Bucknell now with a new season high in goals scored with 17. Previously was 16 in the loss against Harvard. Bucknell now just looking to get that win, the first one since the end of August. Boris, Zivojinovic threads inside, and Dimitru sweeps it away. What a stand again defensively for Bucknell. Putting on quite the home opening performance. Udovicic. Murad. Hedblad, and it's blocked. Surovic with a good stand. Halfway gone in the 4th. Salem has to overcome this 3-goal hole. Boris. Pace of play is picked up on the offense for Salem. And Bucknell comes away with it. And an exclusion goes against Salem. And a timeout taken here. At least it looks like for the moment. The exclusion comes on Medin Arsevic of Salem. So it will be a 18-second exclusion for the Tigers and a man-up penalty for Bucknell to try and convert. As 15th-year head coach John McBride trying to get his team back in the win column. Again, would be a great sign moving forward throughout this weekend. Bucknell can defend home water. .338 to go in the 4th. Jack Ridenauer here with you. games will be played all throughout today and then into tomorrow as well. Full weekend, we'll have all the action of at least the Bucknell games on the Bison Athletic YouTube channel throughout the weekend. We'll have coverage of this afternoon's match against Air Force when that one commences. So back to action. Bison trying to hold on to this one. Put an end to Salem's 3-game winning streak. David Dimitru has been fabulous in goal for Bucknell. Looks like there might have been some technical switches with our officiating crew's wireless headsets. Either way, get back to play. Bucknell just needs to hold on to this advantage for 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Stefanovic, Tunnicliffe, Hedblad, Budovicic. Stefanovic looks through the trees, and it's Hedblad. But a penalty that goes against Bucknell, so no strike. And Salem comes away unscathed. Here come the Tigers. Voris. Somber. Somber lobs inside, and again Dimitru. Unfazed from leaving his goalpost. Reason why he came into today is the leader in steals. Last year had 19. He will well surpass that this year. Stefanovic. Budovicic, 2.5 to go. A foul that goes against Bucknell, getting too handsy. Even strength now for both teams. Kesic with a quick turn. 1v1 with Dimitru, but a whistle. And it comes against Bucknell. So what looked to be a 1v1 opportunity either way goes in favor of Salem. And again, Zivojinovic with a chance to chop down on this and make it a 2-goal separation. Looks like Bucknell just needs to give some more space for Kesic. And he converts another free throw. These penalties have started to haunt Bucknell in the waning stages of this match. Trying to clench to this advantage and avoid what could be a 4th straight loss. Stefanovic has been very active today, scoring. He's been the team leader in goals all 3 years here in Lewisburg. Hedblad having quite the year himself. Johnson, inside of 2 to go. 5 to shoot, thrown away. Salem with a chance to make this a 1-goal difference. Pressure amplifies inside of Kinney Natatorium. Bucknell looking for a home opening win. Zivojinovic, one of the best scorers in the nation, and he throws it away. Dimitru comes up with a big steal. Here's the outlet. 1v1, Budovicic. Swarmed, and a foul on Voris. So Voris checks out. And a chance here on this free throw for Stefanovic to give more breathing room to Bucknell. And he does. One of the best goal scorers to don the navy blue and orange cap comes up in the clutch. And it looks like score was incorrect for a second. They fixed it. Good catch by head coach John McBride of Bucknell. He's done a wonderful job at building this program to national prominence and getting closer to bringing it back to that pedestal. 18-15 Bucknell, minute 17 to go. As the Tigers' chances at a fourth straight win waning and dwindling. Jovanovic denied. David Dimitru again. Inside of a minute to go. And Bucknell trying to play this one wisely. Now it turns into the game of keep away. "40 seconds. Bucknell can just feel this losing streak dissipating as the seconds tick down. Hedblad. Bucknell gladly concedes the shot clock violation. With 21 seconds to go. It would take, at this point, pretty much a miracle for Salem to try and come up with 3 goals in 21 seconds. This Bison team, in the rematch from last year with Salem, seconds away from revenge. Kesic. Turning shot by Arcevic. And Dimitri reads it well. And that pretty much puts an end to this one. Final few seconds tick down, and Bucknell, after coming into today, losers of 3 in a row, that streak comes to an end. Bison take it 18-15 and kick off the 2025 Bucknell Invitational with a win to move to 2-6 overall and to start home play 1-0. Salem now 8-6 on the young season, and the winning streak comes to an end at 3. I want to give a big thanks to everyone here today at Bucknell for making this broadcast possible. For Jack Ridenauer, myself, signing off, never saying goodbye, just to see you later. We'll talk to you later this afternoon here inside of Kinney Natatorium for Bucknell and Air Force right here and only on the Bison Athletic YouTube channel.